Shatta Wale versus Ghana. I watch a live with Roland. You're trying to say a football match live.
Mr. Chelsea man.
Aha, Sunny, yes.
First of all, stories now. You circulating around your big names. Ultimate international and say Moon say the image and the brand Shatta Wale. Any big brand will come and respond
to him. Sleeping lion. If you come and wake him up and he say he's raw, he will.
Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
Danny Beats Classic.
Well, it is a Friday. When it is Fridays, you know how we do it. We take it cool, calm, and collected. And we make sure we drive you safely into the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being a part of our shows throughout the week. The weekend is here. Let's sail smooth into it. My name is Sammy Flex. This is Showbiz Daily. And Showbiz Daily is with the boys them. Yeah, where them boys? Industry employees. These guys are the real industry employees. No, they are here talking industry and talking shit. Oh my word. So Roland Amate is seated already. And you know how we do it. He's coming from Shatta Movement Empire Roland Report, which is on YouTube, and showbizchannelj.com, as well as man like OK Joseph, One Play Africa. And now they have a new show. It feels in the morning, right?
Yeah.
It feels. Wow.
It feels morning.
It feels morning. Yeah. One Play Africa.
We are streaming 24/7 on our platform.
Oh, on It Feels Africa. It feels
TV.
It Feels TV.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a new channel.
Yes, so It Feels TV is a new channel, and we are streaming 24/7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, non-stop.
Away from One Play
Africa.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. That's what's up. You guys have to go look for It Feels TV now, where they're giving you some back-to-back updates, including Shatta Wale and issues around it.
Shatta Wale versus FBI.
Shatta Wale versus Ghana, not with FBI. FBI is something this year. Shatta Wale versus Ghana, because it is Ghana that is making Shatta Wale rant and shout. So yesterday, Shatta Wale was on heat. Not a Black Rasta kind of heat, like he was on fire, giving it to the people back to back like that. And I'm here feeling the impact of what he did yesterday, honestly. I don't know if you guys are feeling, but I feel like, okay, I can't silence the people. Now, you want to talk however you talk. However you will talk, just go ahead to talk. But then, let me ask general overview of Shatta's address to the nation. Yes, it was Shatta's address to the nation about this FBI nonsense, how he handled it from beginning to end. Those who have seen some videos from it, some of the excerpts of it that are running online and more. Well, some of the videos are here for you to watch. But here in the studio, what are my guys saying? Okay, let me ask you, because I watch a live with Roland. You're trying to say a football match live.
Mr. Chelsea man.
Aha, Sunny, yes. As the actual live match. Yeah, so in all, what is your remarks about his response to all then BS going around in his name?
Samo, a man for Tete Shatta Wale keke. Okasa se ana se a man for de se Charlie guy no sheni boom yakupo
Charlie no ateo.
Amana be kasa.
This year that also new beer ni asembia.
No boy. No asem.
Also new beer ni asembia wa teddy baby.
Guys, you mako poki Shatta ma Shatta be kasa. What's your kasa? You see, but I've way they be I've always said this. Say the kind of information we are spreading about these are celebrities, you know. Sometimes it goes a long way to have an effect on them.
Fact.
So see puti Shatta Wale is connected with some kind of fraudulent activities. So internationally, you know, have some kind of dents on Shatta's brand. So what?
And even Ghana as a whole.
And Ghana as a
Sometimes
whole.
we think we are doing one person, but it comes back to affect all of us.
Exactly.
You one person who I said this yesterday. America is your prayer point. Meanwhile, you are online jubilating that FBI is arresting people from America. Hey, now that could be.
On the ban list of America.
Thank you.
Trump is looking at adding 36 more countries.
Thank you.
To the ban list. Ghana ye the movie. A person banning from being able to travel.
And the Shatta Wale man a message though.
So you see, so first of all, I share stories now. You circulating around your big names. People who are able to encourage tourists to also come into the country. People who put Ghana on the international map. Sometimes I will say I share the kind of stories they circulating around them. Number two, I am excited.
Okay.
Say Shatta Wale eba out to respond.
Okay.
So all these comments are echo around about him. I am very excited. Say Otumeba out be responding. But the little problem I have is the way of responding. You understand? That's the only problem I have. People are saying, say, Shatta Wale aba out sabe kasa intem dodo. Yes, because the more kafane hono. Untumin transe and she say moon say the image and the brand Shatta Wale. Any big brand will come and respond.
Fact.
Brand beer often a brand serious will come and respond. Say, "Udi fi eka brand na." Oba be respond. They say, "No, I don't agree with what you are saying. What you are saying, yes, I might have some kind of association with some kind of people at FBI investigate you.
Okay.
It doesn't mean say sana men sometiye."
Fact.
So I will come out and correct the rumors going out there. But you see, the only problem I've had with Shatta Wale is the way of responding. At least, over respond, let the response be. Me who say na mekano, but yema inimunyam she embra response nim kakra rather than the usual insults. Cursing and other things. That is the only side
you did not like.
I did not like with him. But for him coming out to respond, yes, I agree with him because to me say my brand. I would have to defend my brand. But no.
So what do you suggest he could have, or how do you suggest he could have approached this?
Oh, he could have addressed the issues and made them understand. Say yes, some people are having interactions. Many of my may be business.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean say what they did no. No hands in it. Because say it he.
Yeah. Did you get this portion from the video he did yesterday?
Oh yes, I got it, but I think say he went a bit extreme with the insult and so I feel
that.
Or video now so I think so another yeah, brapinini your boss or a bit extreme, giving the people the opportunity also to mock him.
Okay.
Yes, because of course, sometimes what achieve what they actually wanted to do. Into bar out no be kind na so Shatta na ye pese ye hu no ono na waba na ye nya no.
Okay.
So what he has here. But I believe say he's a big brand. In Tinkobi to me address the issues because on to maintain say Emma almost say the image and a brander or the sweats and the toil are built for years.
I get it.
On to main fa obia simbia wakunya no and saying a brand no building no, especially when he's trying to take a particular tech business. Internationally. Namo de nsemo nketen we say da jo akọ yene nyama enumpo de bia meka sa asem we by na meka chu be say the accused is not always guilty.
Yes.
Until proven guilty.
Of course.
Inti accusing no. He's innocent.
You're right.
Until say
he's just a suspect.
Yes. Until say they prove say akwa we ade no waye no. You be charging no. Then say ade oye innocent. Inti mama unfa Shatta brand no. For conversations be mo say because say ye 3 yeti he. Se me fi hanom in the next 30 minutes ana 8 p.m. ana 9 p.m. na me ko treat you a Roland onim se me ko treat you
mananya am robber
so Roland nim say ma ko treat you inti say me ho asem ba it doesn't mean say Roland enso wo hu ewo mu nim de
justice for Bolo
so Roland ni hu nim de inti say after the ye asem no ebe for they say Roland enemy atanase abon komoda nti Roland ewo munim de bia then it is becoming a thing
nene me call life
fire ye best Ghana for and na me so me pick this conversation from a side of humor say nkrofo omu di artist ne ho fel so because omo twen sakode edimbe sakode sika legitimate and say omo train beam omo train big names abim they were just trying to create humor around the whole conversation but still now I don't think say tangent na boys ne fan no it was right because Charlie Aman for build the brand 10 years 2 decades of building one brand
and more
and
no joke.
And like
it is very expensive
6 months relationship crab boy is into me not taking time to build 3 decades like transitioning making sure say you are always active you are in the news consistency Charlie enye is a boy is mom for branding the agro macho.
I love this well let me also go to Roland Amate and ask him what his remarks or reviews will be after Shatta's response to the general public and those who have been tagging him left, right, and center over some FBI arrests in Ghana. Yes, Ro.
Matthew 11:12.
Guys, preach on.
From the days of John the Baptist.
Preach on.
The kingdom of God suffered violence.
Preach on.
Violence.
And the violence shall take it by force.
With energy.
Exactly. It said the violence shall take it by even with force.
You are not just taking it
you are taking it
with force.
That is a summary of the life of Shatta Wale yesterday. Summarizing it, that's what it is. You see, when some of these conversations come up, of course, there are some people that would want to trivialize it. Like he said, there are some people that want to build humor around it, have certain commentaries around it. It is fine. Of course, there is some level of humor to even the most serious thing to happen on earth. There's humor attached to almost everything that happens. So at any point in time, when something happens, you find 1 or 2 people trying to draw some form of humor from it. It's understandable.
Okay.
But then, there are certain conversations too that come that some people may think it is humor.
Yeah.
But it is not.
Okay.
I say bola sujan. Who say dumo? The only thing you see will be pockets of smoke.
Some small on the floor.
Small.
Maneuvering themselves on the floor.
By Ujaya, one year you can burn a whole community. Leave it unattended and you might find some bush burning somewhere. And that is the situation. I mean, Shatta yesterday, or I think it is today, came to write something on his Facebook. He said, I've made a conscious effort to maintain a low profile this year, but it seems the entire country is eager for me to take a stand. If the brand I have built all these years is going to be scrutinized, abused, and insulted, then I am ready to rise to the challenge and showcase my resilience. Let's go. Bring it on.
Let's go. Bring it on.
Well, I also think I agree. The gentleman decided to mind his business this time round, paying attention to his shaxi dealings and more. Unfortunately for him, some people had their agenda. And to him, sleeping lion, if you come and wake him up and he say he should raw, he will definitely raw. And that is what we are seeing now. But I hope this will be the end of some of these nonsense. Let's see if in the near future something good or something, a very positive observation comes out or not. Stay tuned for more. Now, let's move on to other news. Okatakyie FIFA now against Ghanaian boxers. First, it was Shatta Wale against Ghana. Now it is about broadcaster Okatakyie FIFA Mensah against some notable Ghanaian boxers. It started online. Now they've actually gone to a traditional platform. This time around, they were on XYZ TV to talk about what they think about the actions of Okatakyie and what they would even want to do to him when they meet him. I said, hey, I drew her. I'm fast started. Well, let's go catch some excerpt of it, and when I come back, we will be having conversations.
Banku, this one we have to beat them. I'm telling you, if you don't want to go there, I will go there alone, and I will beat them. How? Okay, that's FIFA. Say, mama, swim body. Me a friend, Brahma Kamoko, aka Bukumia, get my after nation. You don't get my. Let me tell you something. When you mention mama name, a Sarah name, you will be trouble. You beat you will go come your studio. I'm on fire.
So now, has it gotten to that level where boxers are going out threatening Okatakyie and all? And is this enough to put a stop to what he's doing, or this may even ginger him because more hype? More hype.
Oh, hype they be. And at this point, for me, those who are threatening to deal with Okatakyie FIFA in that sense are not boxers. Let's get it clear. A boxer doesn't have the license to touch anybody outside the ring.
Exactly.
Your license will be taken away from you. That particular right for you to practice boxing will be taken away from you.
I see.
So none of these active boxers can make such a statement. It will be suicidal to their career. So the likes of Aite Powers, Bukumba, Dems, Joshua Clotte Dems, all these guys,
and these were the people who were
all these guys are retired boxers. So indirectly, they have nothing to lose in terms of career growth or whatever. But then legally, we all know it is also almost impossible. Because there is no way you can try such, even if you succeed, might not go scot-free. That is the situation. So as for Okatakyie FIFA, I know that this is a theft. And the people that are coming at him, unfortunately, do not have some form of huge argument to banter whatever he's saying. Like he did with Kweku Menu. That banter with Kweku Menu was a battle of the mind.
Timeless.
You understand? But this one, unfortunately, the ones coming from the people who are saying we will beat you, we will beat you, we will beat you, or it's making Okatakyie FIFA the superior one here. Oh yes, that's how I see it. Because whatever you are going to do or whatever you are going to say about this issue, it has to do with the communication that you are giving people. It has to do with the explanation of the situation of whatever happened. Because whatever agenda you think he is driving, that is negative, that is coming to spoil your business, he is doing it too. He is doing it, and the only thing that can neutralize that particular negative drive is the counter argument that you bring to neutralize whatever he is saying to the people he is communicating to. So if he comes to say that, oh, he believes that the influence of Sharaf, the connection that Sharaf Mahama has to the corridors of power is what is enabling him do some of these things. If you have any better argument, bring it on. Of course, besides, he's been doing this even when he was nowhere close to the corridors of power.
Yeah.
He was doing it. Even if it is not to this magnitude, he was still doing something. Would this be his first boxing event? No. Definitely not. He has done bits of it. So this probably may be an extension and who do you expect to be doing things and not grow? Charlie, it is so sad that this guy will start from somewhere and when he gets to this magnitude, you would want to link him. Even if the magnitude of this is out of the results, out of the fact that he is closer to the corridors of power. At the end of the day, what does the bigger picture say? Yeah. Is this something that is going to help the system? That is where I would want to analyze this whole conversation. If somebody does something and because the person is closer to the corridors of power until we have some form of empowerment, now at the end it is for personal gain, then we can enter into it and say, hey, you open national cake, half party. But if at the end of the day, whatever the person is doing, in the bigger picture, it is going to be something that is going to give glory to the nation, then why not even encourage the person to do more? Because at the end of the day, I'm also looking at somebody that may also come, probably gets the chance to be closer to the corridors of power. Ebi anani di enya boxing, ebi anani di enya music, ebi anani di enya sports, ebi administrator bi ana contractor bi. And if the person has the power to call for some of these empowerment, before we realize, ebi ana ye kwan ye tutui, ye school ye nye, if the person is also like an academician, no one say omotimi aye, bibi ebe input to be mining. But we want to discourage it. Yes. We know sometimes people abuse it when they get that particular chance. We know some people abuse that particular sort of power. We know. That is why our focus should be the result of whatever they are using that power for. Okay. Because Okostroba former power no war. Okostroba former, you cannot take him away from the corridors of power. Because when he was struggling to get closer to the place, you were not part. You did not help his effort in getting close to the place. You have no idea the kind of support, even him as a son, when he was doing this in opposition, what it was doing to his father's brand. Yeah. You have no idea the kind of contribution that he's had in the state of his father gaining power. So if at the end of the day he is getting the returns, and that in that returns he is not being selfish. Until now play munko ya pampem. On so man from American Korea or moving yafu. Now or they organize a boxing bout, one that will come back, plow back into the system that we are trying to fix. Is Okatakyie trying to tell us that he is proud of the state of the Ghanaian boxing community? If you are, because I'm after looking at this, yes, I follow the Bukom boxing arena a lot, especially activities that go on there and stuff. And I know week in, week out, they organize some bit of some of these boxing events. Aite Powers has done about 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, second one. Was in the Sikas actually. On to me ebio. And there is it. On to me ebio. And it was left like that until these guys individually were just organizing and getting. So at the end of the day, whatever this guy is doing, it's not only going to be beneficial to us, but it's going to attract others to also come and join us. Of course. We want to crucify him. Charlie, the people that want to beat Okatakyie, they should exercise patience, because that is not the way you can neutralize whatever force he is driving. There is a better way, and bring some better arguments, and you scrub him off like Kweku Menu did.
Well, that is Roland Amate there. Let me come to Okay.
I think Roland has taken the conversation so personal.
No, of course he has to, because we have gotten to a time where many people are fooling in the system, destroying the beautiful effort of people, and Charlie, airtime.
Yeah. So I understand where the Retired Boxers Association, Yamumudin. Ghana's Retired Boxers Association, we understand where they are coming from.
Okay.
You understand, for an industry that lacks support, like support, they don't have support. Cry. Joshua Clotte was part. Look at where he has fought to, like he has taken his boxing career to, and he's back. And he at least he has seen bits of what happens around the world.
Okay.
The kind of support people receive. And when it comes down to Ghana, there is nothing to talk about. And so for him to sit on a platform like that and vent his anger and say, see, oh yeah, boy, he's speaking from a point of pain. Yes, because they don't have support.
Exactly.
And so if one person says, I am going to make this part of the sports lucrative, I am going to make it nice so that younger people who also want to go into it can see that there is something you can make out of it.
Okay.
How do you come and say that because he is connected to somebody, whatever he is doing is wrong? No, it is not wrong.
Exactly.
But you see, what these people are doing, Bukom Banku and his people, there are some factors that makes it, the weight of it light. One.
The promotion.
No, Bukom Banku and his people.
Oh, their personalities.
Their conversation.
Okay.
What makes it light is number one, where they sat, say what they said.
The XYZ TV.
The XYZ TV.
Because the station is an opponent.
Yes. So it is making the whole conversation not heavy. It is politicizing the conversation. So what you say? I'm a conversation. They are trying to build something, but it is becoming a political thing. So at the end of the day, the weight this conversation has to carry. Say, and yes, some of us, they say Roland, enemy, and ever channel your energy to say, what Sharaf is doing is a good cause because we are neutral grounds. The XYZ, people will not take them serious because the channel itself is a politically biased channel.
I see.
In the weight no abafom, but in common to a neutral channel, people will see how serious they are or they were about this whole conversation. Now let's come to Sharaf, what he did. Organizing boxing bouts, setting up a management agency to manage some boxers who didn't even know said their career could go that length. Say one of the Bukom Bankubano, Equa Bruche Cocoye. Bukom Bankubano or Jane Humposen Cobetra the shores of Ghana. But because somebody said, I am funding some kind of sports, it gives them hope.
Ambitious Tilapia.
Fact.
That's his name.
Ambitious Tilapia.
Yeah, that's Banku's son.
Yeah.
You see, now these people have hope. Now, let's come back and look at the impact of Anthony Joshua coming to Ghana, going to areas like Bukom, training with some of these kids, at least his presence around them, what it does for them. We saw one 12-year-old old boy training with him. It gives the young boy the perception that wherever Anthony Joshua from Nigeria has gotten to, I can also get there. So it is not just about the money.
Yeah.
It is about the impact the people he has even brought to the country would have on the younger generation. Okatakyie, yes, you have whatever you want to say, but the impact this is having on people, you don't have an idea.
Okay.
The kind of projects, the kind of things Sharaf is doing for the boxers,
wow,
you don't have an idea.
Wow.
Yes, you can sit on your channel and say that because he has affiliations with the corridors of power, like let me borrow his words. You can say that whatever he's doing is some way, but can you say it is wrong?
Focus.
Can he say that it is wrong? If he can come out and say that Sharaf organizing a bout is wrong, we will give him his flowers. But if he cannot come out and say that whatever he did with the funds he had access to is wrong, then he doesn't have a point. We should stop politicizing everything in this country.
Okay.
That is why the country is not getting anywhere. Everything has a way, people have a way of connecting anything you do to politics.
Precisely so.
And I don't get it. And I don't get it. You see, the boy is doing a good thing. Can we at least throw the light on him? Give him the needed media support he needs. Take this thing to another level. Make sure that he is raising world-class boxers from Ghana. Apart from Azuma Nelson, Dobe, and Joshua Clottey. How many professional boxers can you name in Ghana?
Dobe cry
No, you're asking something.
Of course.
You see, how many professionals can we say Ghana has raised?
And do you know there was even a research that the whole world, if you're looking for two countries that has produced more boxers, Ghana is second to a certain country in Brazil, like a certain town in Brazil.
More boxers, but they go and they beat them mercilessly.
Oh no, they beat them, but you see the fact that we have potential.
Yes.
And if say you will be able to do something meaningful out of it. That is the focus. Azuma time when there was some level of focus to boxing, we had some good ones. And not Joshua Clottey in free buyer, they were able to do something for themselves. But as at Omomo time, they go here. Any new ambitious tilapia call along there. What they
Mamu open abia. I think say boss the ubehu.
Okay.
Azuma. Yes, say okoye bouts. Omu booking for a bout. Na ne charge no. 70 pesos and now 1 cedi or dedicate about 70 pesos. Senior omu be yin about no. Ama Ghana for.
Oh, I see.
When these things started coming out, and Obi catch him say, Charlie, man, no one be Azuma Nelson keke o. One be Professor Azuma keke. Okokwa ye booking for ebia 1 Ghana cedi or say monfa 70 pesos. Na mo make sure say ntokona mekọ akọkọ no. Mi kuro mo for Ghana for.
Baby.
Omo nyi bi ahwe.
Obenye bi ahwe.
Because that time no na endu hanom. Coverage ni ndu hanom. Inti opese omo nyi bi hwe.
Antenna ni a shot.
No.
I just see a bamboo stick.
So inti say young boy be again interest in this. And yeni na yeni say Sharaf enye ene no start here wa bobo. We to kwan akobobo ball. Aba.
I heard Okatakyie them asking I have an bobo na here.
Hey. Oh. And they say Okatakyie or yes sir. Okatakyie bisa question we are. It means say he doesn't even do his research as well. No, because this is like public knowledge. Akolakra say waboboda. This is public knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you say a him fan na wakoboboda, Okatakyie we there u journalism no me pacho research no for become. Yes sir.
Interesting days. I just pray that in the days ahead of us, none of these boxers will come face to face with him.
No, they will not do it. They will not do it.
No, what I mean is that I pray it doesn't because I know that guy.
Okay,
he will run his mouth.
No, when he meets them,
he can provoke you.
Exactly.
He can provoke you.
Exactly.
Maybe you may not want to do something, but because of his publicity stance.
And they say Mukumba blue.
No, because I know Okatakyie.
Yeah.
He has that provocative attitude.
Yeah. Okay.
So when he meets you and you guys come across like, and you know who will do anything, it will not be the people you saw on TV. The back is almost
when you support,
they will back
support.
In the name of
who be a boss at them.
I take power.
Aha. Who be supposed to truck again? I be quick.
That's how the okay the chase was traffic.
I said I'm not make that's you see that's how I just pray in the near coming days they don't meet like we just avoid it.
No joke.
Aha. Well, if this heat comes up and they meet, it might not look beautiful.
Something will happen.
It might not look beautiful because I know what both ends can. And you see, when a guy says he fights
with the last blood.
You see, myself, rated this whole conversation until I found myself in the midst of some Okada boys be all pass. That was when I felt the magnitude of this whole conversation. Because there are some conversations that are only left hanging online and but this one has gone so deep that they were discussing among themselves, and even among themselves, they were insulting Okatakyie as if said your mom can
No, like is that serious? That's what I'm saying. I hope that it becomes what it is. No crashes or clashes anywhere. That is what I'm looking for. And yes, sir, it might not look good. Now, let's do this one to start the weekend. It's about BECE, Basic Education Certificate Examination for our junior high school students here in Ghana. And as part of some of their questions during their creative arts subject exams, a question came up and the name that was used for the question was King Paluta. Obviously, King Paluta is someone who writes and sings akan or in tree. Let me put it in simple words. All his songs he writes and those that he sings, they are all in tree. And for some reasons, there was a question that came from King Paluta. And the question, according to people, they think it was biased because if King Paluta, who is only singing in tree, and there is a BC question that is asking about what examiners think about a King Paluta song, they are saying that no, this is a biased question because we are talking about a country with about 12 languages. There are some people who don't speak tree at all.
Told before.
When you go up north and some of the hinterlands, there are some they don't speak tree at all. So if they are going to write exams, an exam based on creative arts, and you ask them a question about a song that was written in tree, and you want them in the answer to also explain it, they think you are not being fair to some people. They think it is biased. Well, I'll be reading the question to you, but before that, a gentleman has spoken. Let's go listen to what he's saying, and when I come back, we will be running away from here.
Are the concerns that the song, which is predominantly in a can, and has only 2 lines of English, it presents itself as an equitable means of testing the understanding of the students writing the examination? Especially when we all speak maybe 1 or 2 other languages, but not everybody understands Akan.
Yeah, that is perfectly right. So if you look at this song, as you really put it, most of the words is in Chi. Are we saying that everybody in Ghana, from Accra to the smallest village up there, everybody can speak and understand Chi? Even as a here, if you tell me to listen to this song line by line, there are some words I might not even understand. And then we are asking a BC student to now listen to this song and then answer questions based on it. Even the song was not even played in the examination room. It's something that has already happened. And then we are asking the students to recall. So my point is that did the teachers play this song throughout the whole country to the students for them to listen? For them to know that all this, what they are. In any case, what is Ghanaian? What is important issues in the Ghanaian society? What is it? What exactly is that? What is the intention? So if you ask me, this item on the surface is culturally biased. So let's flip the coin around and assuming, let's say somebody takes Edemite song and then ask question on it that Ghanaians should listen to it and then make meaning out of it. What would be the impression of Ghanaians? So this item basically is culturally biased towards some people. So it means if you cannot speak the Chi, you cannot understand the Chi, that means you can't answer this question. And this goes into a basic principle about assessment, what we call validity. You see, we give assessment, we give tests to make inferences out of the test. So how appropriate, how sound are those inferences is what Validity talked about. So assuming a typical student failed this test, what are we going out there to say? That the child failed the test. So is it because of the language that the child didn't pass, didn't do well on the item, or what? What exactly are we going to say? Several things can come here for somebody not to answer this question. Anyway, students even learn differently. It's not everybody who is good with their music. Somebody listens to music, he just pass, he go. Somebody listens to the music, he cannot even remember even a single word of it. So if a student gets this item wrong, what will be the interpretation? What are we going to say? That the child has failed creative art. Is creative art all about listening to the music? So if you ask me validly this item, there are a lot of issues from assessment perspective when it comes to this item. One is bias towards some group. If you can't speak and understand tree, you cannot do well in this item. So when the child fails this item, he's not failing because he lacks the competence being assessed, but he's failing because maybe of the language barrier. So if you go out there to say this child has not maybe reached the competence you want when it comes to creative education, you might be misleading the public.
Well, okay. Come through and I'm met me already question now. Why would be so bet me already now because
BC question.
BC question.
It says Kim Paluta, whose real name is Thomas Ej Rekon, is a Ghanaian musician known for combining traditional rhythms, storytelling, and modern hip-hop beats in his music. One of his most popular songs, Aseda, carries deep messages that address important issues in the Ghanaian society. The question is, identify 2 of these issues for 5 marks.
And this is where it even becomes more problematic. Because here they are supposed to understand the question in total. And to understand the question is the problem. Yes. Where you have to also understand the language used. And the gentleman thinks it was a biased question which is not suitable for all candidates. Okay, I don't know if you agree with the person or you disagree.
I may also set the question now. Tagbolo Masia.
Hey.
Yeah, dear mommy. Can one go in? Say the A.
Benjamin the big cracker. Okay, continue.
So say Makai.
Waka, papa.
So onte ase.
Manti.
Inti
abitimi.
Inti say Ken Chief One. Abonyom. Aigbe. Na ye say
Hoteleria.
Medwagbe.
Hoteleria.
Yemubi. Chief One Aigbe na waka no. Yemfa aba ewo Chief One Aigbe nim.
Yeah.
Na yemfa answer question na.
Aba ni bekem.
Yemu say na ebe to my. You see, me who question no. I want to make us say this is a useless question.
Oh, that's what he said.
Oh yes. It was a useless question.
So
people are arguing about the fact that it was an optional question. There are other questions you can answer. But you see, to think about it and put a question like that there, where in a country where you said we have about 12 different languages, we all don't speak a common language. Like Senia Obeko Portugal, Omoka Portuguese. So what you say?
Yes.
Your formal language, English.
Yes.
Intin Kaubefa Kra. Fa enyuma Ghana ni bi to wo brofum.
Plus they are all using English to learn.
Exactly. Na yemfa di code asem way. But medini na be ya sido na nka de ka ye kwa mi kobi ye ba memba.
The can so gbeni betin said deka.
Deka. Deka bako.
Deka.
Bako.
Koko deka.
No. Eya mi nim senia omodwin said once you are in Ghana you speak Twi. And I said Charlie, I've met people where it's saying
Onimumpo. Oh no, I'm not surprised. Oh bro.
A bit shocking.
No, I'm not surprised.
Yes, I am.
I'm not surprised. Like I'm not surprised.
Na sa nipa na bone ho modern ko school. Now say on answer question way. Me I don't even want to go into the the topic of people saying it is culturally biased or something. I want to tackle the system itself.
Okay.
This question doesn't make sense for a young person who doesn't even understand. And a young say, Asedano, I travel to all the regions, the 16 regions in Ghana. It will shock you. Say you enter a region, they don't even know King Paluta. Even if they know him, they don't even understand Asedano. And you know, boy, no,
yes, they may be dancing to it,
but they don't understand.
Yes.
Raise them wise.
Yes.
So raise them near there. But and you know so you don't assume say everybody in Ghana understands she and also can express themselves in that language. To go to the extent of taking values from somebody's song and writing it.
Yeah.
Tamamiko school na yechere yenga. Gas na me omote class no mo me ga for na ngasa mpo. Omonte language na say talk of writing it.
Asana shile.
Na aibeni ana frafreni ana zamramani, and you see, this is why the question is useless to the kids. Maintenant c'est try decode two two issues facing the country ewo enyum nim. Me a maintenant c'est dwen ho na medini na metonyom no medini na nka me okay debts. Ye kwa me ko bi ye ba me mba okay peer pressure. Na me a me try decode. You see yam cry see it tree no. Timer o say 5 marks. Timer akola no kura betonyum ni woni ti mewie. Enyum na nkasa ye 3 minutes 40 something seconds. Timer akola no betonyum ni woni ti mewie. Any code problem and issue wa enyum na solve. Abetro woni book mu no na 10 minutes. You see, so question on the two hono. Yes, they were trying to be creative in a way because say a creativity, but question way the amfa.
Well,
amfa kwemu.
Okay, says it doesn't make sense. Ro, close the show for us. Let's go start out.
It makes sense to Ro.
And it will depend on where you are coming from. I mean, there's no better way to describe this whole situation, that is if you are not pleased with it, than to call it a political tribalically maybe biased question. If that is what you want to, that is the only way you can describe it. And I believe the professor also raised a very valid argument, because I am also listening to Sir Freddie Maywe Numia. Say na ye di solokua ye ko wie chire na ye nyum
no enye ayi
na suko na da wo me say when the andore say di bu say gain
Oko ya se na
ye say pika. I'm looking at that same situation here. Assuming that was one of the languages, popular languages in Ghana. We had the request the way to what? A year no so ye party, Mr. Cans in your mouth for veteran. You can just imagine. And it is true. For me, when I saw this particular question, I was happy at one side and unhappy at the other side. It was a mixed feeling for me. The good side of this whole is the fact that now it is not just about an artist getting some level of breakthrough. It is not just about an artist only getting recognition with awards and stuff. But now it even goes into our educational system on how whatever they do can also influence the kids in the classroom. First, there was a huge distortion when it comes to creative stuff and education. First, it was the only people that were, I would say, were partly or were very well represented was the visual artist. Omope, And friend saying pre-vocational skills, home economics and technical, yes, pre-technical skills. Yeah. These were the stuff that were hugely represented when it comes to education. But now, with creative arts being included in our school or in our educational system, at least there should even be a guide to musicians or to creative people in general, that whatever you do, as much as you may be fighting for awards during one of those periods, know that it goes beyond your work or your success, go beyond awards even to schools.
Okay.
And that is the side where I was very happy. So as an artist like Paluta, I would be very happy, especially to see my work there. Okay. Now, the other side...
Shatta Wale has also been featured.
Also in educational textbooks and other stuff.
Let's throw the light.
On the other side, I also believe that, yes, the professor raised a very valid point by saying that it may be biased towards people who may not understand the language. It is true. It is true, and it is unfortunate. I believe that, yes, the examiners or people who set some of these questions at certain points in time should not also be carried away by conversations around some of these things whenever they would want to put up. Unless in the academic year or in the academic system, it was one of the popular learning materials. If it is, then no student has an excuse of saying I don't understand the language. Because if it is part of your educational stuff, your learning materials in school, you are supposed to know whether you understand the language or not. That we live in, those of us who did history, some Latin words, some Greek words and stuff. You will learn them by force. You will be forced to go and find the meaning because it is part of your learning materials. And you can face them in your examination. So whether it is your language or not, you will be forced to go and search for the meaning of it. That is the only way, maybe, if they are to give an explanation. Say, no, come on there, then I would want to side with the professor and the people who are calling this particular question bias. But say, kahwa, then I think they have no case. Say, kahwa, and even if I said that is like one of the examples, even in, during those learning materials and lesson notes and stuff, they give examples of some of the materials you are supposed to know. It can be broad and say, okay, maybe in this particular year, these are the examples we would want you to research on. In that aspect, you have no excuse. You have no excuse. And as much as we may all agree that maybe Aseda did not travel to all the corners in Ghana, you can still not downplay the impact to the extent that if they tell you to go and look for series of songs that made impact in the year under review, come on, you definitely would have to come across Aseda one way or the other.
But do you know, in exams too, there are some things called general knowledge kind of questions.
Exactly.
Especially in the industry.
Yes.
This particular one, I want to believe it will fall under
that particular
where they will not say, okay, go and research about it. They consider it as a general knowledge.
General knowledge, something that you are supposed to chance on it or know.
That's the thing.
It's that make us say, be a bit me examples, maybe. And say, come on. No student has an excuse to come and tell me, say they don't understand the language. Because they are in Greater Accra, in schools. I did GA because I schooled in Accra. But you see, and at a point, I thought maybe the whole country was learning GA.
Exactly.
When I was coming up, I thought schools in our system is in a GA. Until I was told, or I found out that Uko Kumasi Ayashatechi. Uko
even in Accra, Ghana. Some people were not doing that in their schools. They were
some schools were not doing the private schools and stuff.
Even some schools were not even doing any Ghanaian language.
But around, I schooled around Tesano. Almost like there were some private schools around.
I schooled in Pokoa.
That's where they have to, like, you can either choose between Ga or Chi. You understand? So it is like that. So for me, I think they've raised a very valid point, a very valid argument. I am just holding on now and waiting for the Ghana Education Service, maybe if they have a response to it, what their response might be. Say, idea we call France our general knowledge in India. It is one of them things, because I am also looking at one of the questions here that also fall under it, and it says classify the following musicians under the categories of art music, popular music, and traditional music. Art music, popular music, and traditional music. Categorize these musicians, and they brought James Vane Ama, KK Kabubu, The Laboratory, New Love Anan, Ochiame Kwame. You understand?
Read the question again.
Classify the following musicians under the categories of art music, art, A-R-T, art music, popular music, and traditional music.
Okay, so you're going to have art music, popular music, and put the names
put the names under it,
and go over the names again. I'm actually confused with the art music. Or you have some education for me.
Well, for me,
maybe we would have to learn on it.
James V. Ama, KK Kabubu, The Laboratory, New Love Anan, and Ochiame Kwame.
The Laboratory.
So, for me, if I am to attempt this particular question, maybe I may classify Ochiame Kwame under the popular music.
Definitely.
And traditional music may have the Laboratory. And New Love Anan and Veyama may go to the art music.
Because you don't even understand the art music.
No, how many are you for?
KK Kabubu.
Oh, KK.
Another called traditional.
Yeah.
So, medium begu say 5 1 na fa. And then also 5 marks.
Yeah.
And also no, and 4 marks.
Okay.
KK Kabubu traditional. I'm thinking about it.
Traditional and popular.
Traditional.
Traditional and popular. KK Kabubu was also very popular.
Music near them.
This is a research.
So you see, and these questions, these two questions, the classification of these musicians, a different set of questions from the Paluta question. No.
Okay.
And you are supposed to answer one.
Okay.
On top of Paluta, there are other ones that is talking about woodwind, brass, percussion, strings, electronics, where you are going to classify some form of music under these instruments. You understand? So for me, I think it is a broader something that probably was captured so much in their learning materials.
Let's hope so. But,
Intina, maybe they may also be pressed to bring such questions. So let's not be quick. As much as we may also agree that it is a little language bias, let's not be quick to chastise them, because ABIA, under the learning materials that they provided for these guys in schools, no.
I just say I find it out.
Exactly.
Okay, so I tried to find out what is art music, and I got this information where it reads: art music refers to music that is created with a focus on artistic expression rather than commercial or entertainment purposes. It often involves intricate composition, theoretical depth, and performance skill.
Theoretical depth.
Still, the understanding is not understanding.
Anyway,
there was a cool about art music.
No, that's really.
Ningina ebeheti.
About the popular music.
And you know, Canada heti. That is the end of the story. Ladies and gentlemen, let's usher you into the weekend this way. After all, life is good. We are still here. Everybody is safe. Unfortunately, Cape Coast recorded some nasty accidents that I don't know how it all happened. People who were just minding their business in their lane, waiting for their turn to drive. This truck from nowhere just drove past them. Like
one guy survived though.
One guy survived.
Yeah, the guy in the tricycle.
He survived.
Tricycle, black.
So those in the car died.
Obia. Into no pet.
But I rather heard only one person died.
Me too. I'm hearing pictures coming out shows that he's the only one at the hospital now.
Aboboya.
Okay.
Sana oti echi. Can so be bo enimi na.
No, he was in the middle.
Yeah.
And the car back when Aboboya ni na car back.
So the impact was not.
Yes. And so no crown oil like in Abia. Car ne board na etona.
Obe free.
Because
there's no covering on the side.
Obe free. Mo just say impact be better no. And no car.
And no crazy.
And oko baby obe kwa land so.
Yeah, so apart from that, all is well, and I believe we will be doing some more. Special thank you to OK Joseph for coming through, to Roland and Martin, to the producers of the show, Theophilus Digosh, there's that Sam Tuga, and to you, if you have watched Showbiz Daily from Monday to Friday, we are so grateful to you. Thanks for your time, sharing your wonderful moments with us. Really and truly, we appreciate them, and we hope to meet again some other time. My name is Sammy Flex. Subscribe to us. Let's read your comments. We're out of here. Bye.
Danny Beats Classic.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fa check it. Fa check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Fa check it. Fa check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Fa check it. Put sugar level, fa check it. Fa check it. Green select glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.